Alright, so I'm going to be shaving first. Just want to get shavings, leaves, strips of dried bark, anything that will burn quickly and, hot and all that good stuff. So I'm using a rusty box cutter because I don't want to dull my own knife.
Okay, but what are we getting these shavings for?
Well, we're turning them into tinder, and this is going to be what will go first before we put on
tinder
anything
for what?
bigger.
What are you building there?
This is well, we're building a fire.
Okay.
Building a firework.
And so you're going to use a lighter, right, to light it?
Nope. We're going to be using
What are you going to be using?
a already well-worn, or worn-in rather, piece of flint, or really a flint lighter. I'm not sure what exactly they did to it to make it all silvery on the inside, but these are sold at most camping stores for
And how does
$7.
that make fire? What does that do?
Sparks.
So wait.
So you would
what do you need this for though? What is that doing with the flint?
Well, the flint is soft and the metal is hard, I believe is the way it works. And you strike it against you strike the hard substance
the
against
steel
the soft,
or the metal against the flint.
Against the flint, and the friction creates sparks. And if you do it right, you'll get a nice shower.
And why do we want tinder? Why don't we just start with like all the firewood on there? That's going to be a very small fire. Well, it has a bunch of dried leaves, so that might actually start. But this is going to burn hot and fast, and you can put more fuel on top of it. This is just something to quickly start it.
Yes, this is what you use to start the fire quickly before actually putting anything substantial on it, so it will burn longer.
All right, let's see how well that works.
So I was able to do this earlier after about 20 minutes of striking. And it's a very erratic.
You seem to be getting good sparks off of that. But why don't you think it's catching yet?
Well, use this a little bit. It might work better to blow on it or something. The awkward thing is we're doing this in a fireplace as opposed to on the ground where you can kneel at fire level and blow on it and do the whole.
So it's difficult just getting to it where we're sitting. Okay, but
we should be able to do it because I was able to do it earlier. Hopefully, ideally.
Okay. All right. Make sure the sparks are actually getting there, right? That's the key.
I was doing it like that when I
think that's the right way to go about it, but you just want to make sure that you've got a little space, so if you strike right here, hopefully it'll be going into the... There, wait, keep... You're getting close. Okay, I think the rapid fire approach isn't really working very well.
Well, we got a spark somewhere.
That was just a bit of the flint that had flown off.
We had something there, but that, like I said, this is not an easy means of starting a fire. It'd be much preferable to use matches or a lighter.
So why would one want to start a fire this way?
Well, A, you might not have matches or a lighter with you.
Flint and steel.
Well, this will not, if this gets wet, this is not immediately useless. You can still, it'll be more difficult, I would assume, but you can still start a fire if this gets wet. If matches get wet, or a lighter gets wet, it's gone. It's now,
and where does flint come from?
Well, flint is a naturally occurring substance.
So theoretically speaking, if you had a steel knife with you and you could find flint...
Yeah, or any, really, not even a knife, any piece of sharp metal. The striker that comes with this, when you buy it, not sure where it is.
I think it's over here.
I mean, I
think this is...
They sell this, it does not work as good. See? Like the striker that they sell does not work anywhere near as good as a piece of sharp steel.
Okay.
But yeah, if there are cases where, you know, you might get wet, you might not have one, and you might be able to find a piece of flint.
Is it possible that the material we're trying to start just isn't easily flammable? I see a lot of good sparks flying.
I wouldn't think so, but it is possible.
I mean, this wood could be slightly wet.
Well, it actually does feel a bit wet here.
It could also just be that it's very cold out at the moment. But realistically, if you were building a fire in a survival situation, it would probably be cold out.
You would assume. And this, like I said, this is not going to work 100% of the time in 100% of all conditions, but it was working earlier today. At that point, of course, I was using newspaper, not...
Well, maybe we should try that. Maybe we should see if that'll get it started. There's no doubt about it. You're definitely getting sparks.
Right.
Well, maybe we should try some newspaper. Not that you'd be able to find that in a normal situation, but...
Well, yeah. This would take a while.
Survival situation, but... These wood shavings are pretty flammable, but I mean, ideally, you could use something like pine needles or...
Yeah. And again, this is not the driest wood out there. Yeah. Let's see.
We're going to try to find some different material and be right back.